Hey guys, how's it going? It's Matt from FidelityGamingTV, and welcome back to the Chicago Cubs franchise here on MLB 14, the show. And yes, I know, you're probably freaking out. We have another short episode, I know, but I wanted to split this off-season into two halves, or more like the season slash off-season into two halves. So last episode, we simmed the season and went into the off-season. Now we're going to be making those free agent signings, and like I said in the last episode, a couple of trades. Yeah, we're going to be doing that. I promise you the next episode will be longer, so don't worry about that. Here are the guys that we need to re-sign. One of them here, Jeff Samardzija, and, you know, I don't think he's, the best pitcher in the world, but we need pitchers like him. He's gone up to an 83 overall already, so, it is a bit of a long contract. Same with this one. Maybe looking back, I probably should have made him shorter, but, for right now, we're looking at a team that, again, next year probably is still going to have a tough time making the playoffs. And so we're going to try to keep as many guys as we can for depth, or in this case, I guess, for, being good. But you see there, Travis Wood did accept the offer, so did Jake Radia, Pedro Strop, and yeah, these are all the guys that accepted that I offered. Most of them were either guys that were playing now, like George Kataras, and some were also some guys that had some potential, A or B potential. So, yeah, Rodney McQueen, I think he was one of the closing pitchers that had a good potential, but yeah, just, like I said, just trying to get those guys that, obviously they're not going to be the best, but trying to get the guys that can help the rest of the guys on our team do better. Right now, Alex Herbert, we're signing him to be our farm director, and here are the free agents: Max Scherzer, Casey Janssen, Aaron Hill, Alex Rios, Billy Butler, Jason Gurley. It just goes on and on. Bonfacio, we already offered him a contract, but he will not re-sign. That's a little spoiler alert. But yeah, you see a lot of those guys. We're trying to get Max Scherzer. It's going to be really hard to do so. Trying to put in the best offer. He wants 4 to 6 years, around $14 million a year. But yeah, definitely trying to give him an offer that he would like a little bit more. I gave him a little bit less, but for a longer amount of years. And right now we're signing Casey Janssen, or at least attempting to sign him, 4 years, 40 mil. It's a little bit less than what he wants because we're trying to get as much as we can out of this. Maybe wasn't the best decision, I guess. Maybe should have went all out on one player or two players instead of a lot of them, but just trying to get as much as we can here with these players. It's going to be really hard. We have a lot of positions to fill, and there's no way that free agency is just automatically going to fill all those. So, we're going to have to plug in some of the leaks here and there, but all of them are, or some of them I should say, are still going to be there. Max Scherzer goes to the Athletics, bit of a disappointment there. Our farm director did sign with us earlier on. Brett Anderson, after all the searching, was a guy we should look at, and he decided to sign with the Rangers. So a lot of the big names, Brett Anderson wasn't that big, did not sign. Billy Butler did sign though, and I'm glad about that because we needed somebody. So we did get him for first base. A little bit of a disappointing free agency period. Now we have the Rule 5 draft, getting some guys with high potential. Hopefully there's some steals. But yeah, I don't know what was up with it, but I had a lot of money left. I had about like 20 million left to spend on players in free agency. As you see, Suzuki and Jeter in the Hall of Fame, and it said I couldn't afford them, even though I had plenty, and I was offering way less than I had to spend. So I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can tell me. Right here, trading for John Axford, a nice closing pitcher on the Cleveland Indians, and they go ahead and accept that. Also, we're getting Ramirez and Leon is in a potential prospect from the Brewers for Anthony Rizzo and a couple of others. Ramirez is a guy we're going to use now, and the other guy is going to be more for the future. So both of those trades are accepted. So we do get some holes filled, and you see here we're just simming spring training. But yeah, if you could let me know how that is the case. We had about 20 mil to spend. I offered a player like 6 mil a year for like, I don't know, 2 years I think, and it said we couldn't afford him. So I don't know what the case is with that. But anyways, done with spring training. There is the starting rotation. Not very impressive. And here is our, I guess, I don't know, roster. So you can see, you can pause if you want. It's not too impressive. It's really hard. I have to say it's a little bit harder than the Marlins franchise just because of the guys that we have, which is very little. And there's the lineup there versus right-handed pitchers with the DH. And yeah, we got some guys there in the middle that will hopefully help our team during the season. Got of that middle part of the lineup is 80s, low 80s. So You know, if we can get at least everyone up to an 80, that's something. Then we gotta work on the pitching a little bit. But like I said, a lot harder than the Marlins. It's gonna be very hard to turn this team around. But yet, I am going to still continue on with this series and push as long as I can and try as hard as I can. But I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I promise there's a longer episode next episode. And until then, guys, make sure to check out the channel. Make sure to subscribe. Have a good day and peace.